Do you nerd? We all nerd, do we not?
Hey, nerdlings. So, we got to attend a little bit of a press junket, kind of a one-on-one interview at VisionCon 2019 with Mr. George Lowe.
You might know him from Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
It's just him getting his name out.
Are
The
you
whole
good?
thing took us after we're live, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Hey, you gotta get.
Is it live, or are you typing it, or you're storing it somewhere, or it's the thing that you get a million little hearts floating by when you're...
No, this is not live. This is recording. So
MC
we
Chris
edit.
did that to me. Showed up at my front door, and I said, you have to turn it off. And he thought I didn't want to do it. I did want to do it, but I couldn't have him showing all the self-taught art that I had collected over the years. A, I don't want him to know where the house is, or B, where the art is. So, I bought things for $10 that are now worth more than $10.
Oh, that's what we're all here to do.
That's because you're here to knock me off and get my art.
No, to buy all the stuff for real cheap, but then later on.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Well, my name is Tom.
Hey, Tom.
This is my wife, Lacey.
Lacey?
Lacey, yes,
Tom
sir.
and Lacey. Every time I hear Lacey, I always think of Ted Knight's line in Caddyshack. My niece is a girl with a certain zest for life.
My niece is the kind of girl that has a certain zest for living.
Lacey, do you have a certain zest for life?
Maybe.
I'm sorry, Tom. How'd you get the black eye, George? Went a little too far with this guy's wife in an interview today.
Now,
big hunk of liver over my face the rest of the show.
I would like to, if I may be so bold, ask you for a small promo for our channel.
Oh, that is bold, because I charge for that crap. But yeah, no, you can have a free one. What's the name of your show?
We are just Do You Nerd?
Do You Nerd? Oh, I like that. Okay. Now, what's the thing on it? It looks kind of like an alligator head with a rocket sticking out of its butt.
That's all VisionCon.
What is that? That's our official thing here, is it? It looks like a flying bladder.
I think it's supposed to be the Serenity from Firefly.
It's supposed to have like this amorphic semi-reptilian head and like a booster rocket sticking out of its
It
rectum.
kind of looks like it.
I'm sorry I said rectum on your show.
Hey, that's pretty tame.
Remember that joke? Wrecked him, nearly killed him.
Wrecked him, damn near killed him.
Now ours.
This is what happens when you want me to drop by, Tom. The whole
No,
thing
that's fine.
just right out the window.
Now our card is actually
That's you.
this. Yes.
Do you nerd? Do you nerd? We all nerd, do we not? By the way, I'm looking for a perfect Boris Karloff Voodoo Island half sheet.
Oh.
So anyone who can help me replace my half sheet. Yeah, it burned up in a fire years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I can afford it anymore. If we like it, we nerd it.
I actually got to know you voice-wise through Space Ghost.
God bless you.
Hello, I am Space Ghost. Welcome to my show.
And
Another
that
one
was-
we polluted early.
Oh, I was fine with it. That was
Why is
wonderful.
Tom in his room making all these sounds? And it's not the normal teenage thing. It wasn't that.
Well, let's go half
He
and
wasn't
half.
in there slapping the suspect around, so to speak. He wasn't interviewing the perp.
Maybe half and half.
Prove I can make anything sound dirty.
Now, was there ever an issue with some of the guests that would come on that maybe didn't take the show seriously?
Some got mad as hell at us. I remember at one point our methodology, of course, was always have the intern ready to run with the release no matter what. Paul Westerberg, and we've had so many hit musicians, I never thought there was anything we could do that would have made Paul Westerberg angry. But apparently the guys got him pretty annoyed. And he said, oh, blank this, threw the mic off. Blank is the one that I can't say in polite company. Throws the mic off. And of course, here comes Jimmy, the intern. Mr. Westerberg, would you sign the release? And of course he wasn't going to do that because he knew, just like when we had the Bee Gees on, that some guy will go, okay, this is the point where he says, F it, And then he rips the mic off here at 14 and 22 seconds and 7 frames, and that's where we'd pick it up. On tonight's program, Paul Westerberg. Beep, and thanks, Paul, for being with us on the show. That's how that would have gone. When we ended, some of the guys told me, and I wish to God they'd bring us back, but, Clay's gone now, sadly, my buddy. Good God, we had fun. He could scream all day like Zorak. It never fazed him. He could do that and then go try and talk somebody off a 20-story ledge. Listen, you're loved. Clay, you're going to kill your voice. No, I can't.
He really was
impervious,
fantastic.
But, we finished. There were 60 celebrity interviews in the can that we never got to. 6-0. Yeah. And they decided to pull the plug. Go, and I get the argument. On one level, it's like, go while you're hot. Leave while you have the good graces of the fans and people still speaking kindly about you, as opposed to jumping the shark, which entered the lexicon. Frankly, I wouldn't mind jumping the shark if I had a chunk of Henry's money. Henry's doing quite well.
Especially if he's able to take all of his buddies around the world.
Winkler and Wallace Shawn are guys that, if Henry's head ever ends up being the only thing on him alive, he'll be doing interviews like that, like Stephen Hawking.
Hello, I'm Henry Winkler. Thank you for coming to my show. Ask your question.
Hey, what's it like being the Fonz?
A. Next question, please.
So, have you enjoyed your time working on Robot Chicken?
Seth is my favorite guy. When we did the Aqua Teen movie, they only gave me one line, but it was like everybody's favorite. You guys smell a missile?
I am smelling a missile.
People love that. And I'm like, that's all? They're like, yeah, that's all. I said, thank you. Thanks for making my day easy. Back home, put on Gidget Marathon and, have a plate of ribs. Seth made it so darn much fun, and it was always this exploration when we worked together. He's like, that's really close to what I want. What else do you have for a judge? And I'm like, ooh, how about one of those old Perry Mason guys? He's like, what's that sound like? Mr. Mason, if you don't have an objection, we'll adjourn the court until 2 o'clock tomorrow. Raymond abbreviated. That's fine, Your Honor. I need a little more time to prepare my cross-examination. So that's how every one of our little explorations came along. And the first time I ever worked with him, we did the unicorn. And I thought I'm never going to get through it because he screams when he's laughing. And it's hysterical. And the whole time I'm like trying not to leak pee because he's just screaming. And I'm like, in the magical land of unicorns, there's no need for clothing. He's throwing some whinnies. And he's just howling in the phone. Or my headphones. He was in L.A., I was in Atlanta. We had to do it long distance.
I can understand that. That's only the third time a unicorn has ever made me feel so awkward.
Yeah. Now, I would not have minded getting to the point where it was like a Simpsons or something. Those guys are all set. Me, my God, I'm going to be doing sci-fi shows until I'm 90.
I remember when it was 1999.
And then you tap, they do that because they're old, and, they make sounds the whole time, and the interview goes to hell. What's the thumping? That was Grandpa trying to tell us about the old days.
I've got a prostate the size of a donkey's head.
Sorry, Lacey.
Well, I suppose we can get out of the way. I'm sure lots of other people
are
holding everybody up.
Yeah, it's been a real running of the bulls.
Well, thank you very much.
Watch the floodgates don't trample you on the way out, Tom, because it's been a real hootenanny.
Well, we
I
really
think
do
I've done
appreciate
19 podcasts. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Tom,
It was so
enjoy
nice.
Lacey. Keep an eye on Tom. Tom is a super guy, and it was a pleasure getting to know him. And he did not, unlike the last guy, he did not smell like cup of soup.
I got that on camera.
Thank you so much, sir. All right, so, oh my gosh. George Lowe was so much fun to talk to. First of all, I used to watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast all the time, and it was so wild for me to be sitting there listening to Space Ghost talk to me. And he's done lots of voice work.
He really has.
You know, in the interview, of course, he referenced the unicorn from Robot Chicken. And if you are familiar with that sketch, it's a little awkward,
You know,
but pretty funny.
I will say the funny thing is, speaking of the unicorn, the night we got home from the interview, we did actually turn on the TV, and there was a rerun of Robot Chicken on, and it actually had the unicorn, and it was very surreal because it's like, I know the face to that voice now, and it doesn't match.
Obviously, he was tossing out all kinds of voices throughout the interview, so he's extremely talented.
He really is.
I can see why they love to work with him on Cartoon Network, especially because it's so easy for him to just slip into all of these different voices, which was very cool. And
Yeah.
he was not afraid to rib you either.
No, he wasn't.
But you know, I didn't mind that he was, you know, giving us a hard time and everything, because he was there, he was having fun, and that's what it was all about. And you know, it was honestly, it was very much our sense of humor anyway. That's why in the interview it was so easy to just like pop in references to whatever he was talking about.
Well, this was kind of our first time attending one of these press things, and we were both very nervous because, I mean, yes, we can talk, but you got to get us going first. And I think he could tell that we were just a little on the nervous side. So I think he was doing a great job of making us feel at ease and just having a conversation with him. And he made it really comfortable.
He really did.
You know?
Yeah, and you know, along with what she said as far as trying to interview him, we didn't have to. He took it and he ran with it, and you know what? I was perfectly fine with that. He had so many great stories. And did you guys catch that? I believe he mentioned that they had about 60 interviews in the can for Space Ghost Coast to Coast that have never even seen the light of day.
I know. I would love to see those. I mean, I didn't watch
so
Space
great.
Ghost nearly as much as you did, but I did catch a few episodes, and I enjoyed them. They were funny, you know, but it's one of those things that it's like, I always want to see the lost episodes of anything, you know, so it's like the fact that they've already got them done, it's like, put them on, like, you know, special feature DVD or something.
Yeah.
You know.
That'd sell like hotcakes.
It would.
All right. Well, hey, nerdlings, I would love to hear in the comments down below any of your Space Ghost memories with him, any Robot Chicken memories.
Or any other. He's done a lot of other voice work, too. So
Yeah,
any voice work that you're fond of his.
Leave those comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Lots more VisionCon videos
Yes,
coming.
so stay tuned. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so that you can be alerted when more VisionCon comes your way, because we got a lot coming your way, guys. Don't forget to hit us up over there on TeePublic. We've got merchandise over there because we totally want to see our nerdlings and our shirts and stuff out there. And the most important thing, I think George Lowe said it best.
If we like it, we nerd it.